Hello, everyone. My name is. Hello, everyone. My name is Leopold. Welcome back to the channel once again. Today, we're doing something a little special. We are going to go through the VOD of the seasonal run that I just had, and I'm going to be talking with people in the Discord, in the Mastering Return Discord, hopefully. And we're going to be going over different lines I took, different things I could have potentially done better. And yeah, we're just gonna go through the games and we're gonna see how it does. I'm currently muted in the Discord, but I will be turning that on here in a moment because reasons. So yeah, we're gonna be doing that whole thing, that whole spiel, and going from there. Huzzah! On that note, we're gonna go ahead and get started by saying hi to the people in chat. Hello, hello, hello. Sorry, I was getting set up, so getting them all set up there, so it's no big deal. Yeah. Put all the lists that I brought to seasonals in stream chat for ease of reference.
Yeah, I just saw them, and I think citrus curry is pretty spicy.
It didn't really do as much as I was hoping, but I was hoping that it could potentially push through lethal in some cases. There was one test game where it ended up mattering that I played the citrus courier for the plunder, and it was mostly because it healed me for 3, not because I got the rally. I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of sad, but it did win me a game. It did win me a game.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough, I guess. Fair enough.
Yeah, that probably could be like Harpoon or
I kind of
even.
I kind of like the decision not to run Draven's Biggest Fan. I'm not the biggest fan of Draven's Biggest Fan in Scion either.
Yeah, I had like a one of in there at one point, but I took it out for other tech choices.
Yeah,
It has so much cycle. You just don't need it.
It's so hard to find the correct list of Scion. I really like the one of Whirling Death. You have the one of Scorched Earth. I think that's like, yeah, what do you want to beat with it? I think, yeah.
I think with the sentries, I was already pretty tech to win the mirror. I was mostly concerned with like I was planning on leaving up things like tree, so I wanted to have some way of dealing with that. But
yeah, I see.
Other than that, like it's pretty flexible, honestly.
It is indeed.
Yeah. Here I run into some spicy lists. They're on Deep Pink City in Yasuo, Leona. Possibility of doing that? Just go ahead and put this on double. I don't know how the deep matchup goes. Because they brought some stuff that I didn't expect to see. I did expect to see Pink City a lot, but I didn't expect to see Yasuo or Deep right now. I'm guessing it's a gauntlet gamer, but
definitely not, man. I would be happy to see those lists in the first round.
I mean, it wasn't that I wasn't happy to see it. It's just I wasn't expecting to see it.
Of course, but Scion almost always smashes deep, I guess.
Yeah, I
It's
found that out.
like, yeah.
I haven't played a single match against Deep this entire season, so I had no idea. I was just like, is this even good? Is it bad? What goes on here?
I actually hadn't an idea of that matchup as well, but then I just run into it in the Mastering Ruterra EU tournament, and my first round was against Deep, and I was on Scion, and I just thought, okay, let's get things started, and I just outpaced them. They had no chance. Like there was no way they win this game. Besides Devourer onto Scion, I mean, it's kind of spooky, but yeah. They just don't win this game in most cases, I guess.
Yeah. Hero was mostly debating what exactly I wanted to ban, because they did have a lot of things that could deal with the Scion list pretty well and deal with Pink City pretty well, the Yasuo list.
Yeah, I
Because
do
they have
think the
like the
Yasu.
Spirit Refuge, they've got Sun Forgers, they've got Homecomings and stuns. So I was like, maybe we want to deal with this, just get it out of the way. But
Yeah, I
I didn't
think
know.
he wanted to try to beat Sion with this list. That was the reason why he left it open. But
Hmm.
I'm not quite sure if Yasuo Leona is the way to go to beat Sion.
I don't
In
think it
terms,
is either.
so I think leaving it open and banning the Pink City, what is definitely the strongest of these three decks, is definitely the right choice
I
here,
think
I
that's what I
guess.
end up banning here. I'm pretty sure I just talked myself out of banning the Yasuo list. Because it's like, they have a lot of things that could like potentially be bad for me, but it's pretty inconsistent since they have so many one ofs. So I ended
Yeah,
up just going with this ban and just going to game one. This first round's a pretty quick stomp, so there's probably not much to go over here. But
yeah. I just saw you destroyed him, and he just destroyed them, and they just made some weird plays,
mhm.
like all atrocities and stuff.
Yeah, that was weird. That was really weird. I didn't know why the heck they did that of anything. I was like, that's your only win condition against me. What are you doing?
Yeah, I can't, no clue, man. It's like rough sometimes.
Yeah. Here they just like take a really long time for tempo, and I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna develop this Draven now, if you don't mind. Thanks,
Yeah,
bye.
definitely the right choice. Yeah,
Yeah.
Draven was so it's like yeah,
A lot
autopilot.
of this is pretty scripted.
Yeah, of course. The next move is kind of weird again. I
Yeah. I mean,
never see
I
this.
commend the choice, but I should have flipped the order here. I let them toss an
Yeah,
additional
yeah,
card.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I did
That
talk
was
about
a
that like 5 seconds later.
yeah, yeah. It's like we made the mistake and then missed.
Yeah.
I think I just
Also, this. I just give him
yeah,
an extra twin blade for no reason.
yeah.
Oops. I think here I didn't really know what exactly I wanted to do. I wasn't sure if I just open here or if I wanted to develop another Lost Soul. But I think I get punished if I develop the second Lost Soul by a lot of things, like Devour, killing the first one,
I
obliterating it.
yeah, I think you kind of have to open attack you. So the open attack is pretty juicy.
Yeah, it looks pretty
Like
good.
yeah, and if we develop, they can just develop something bigger, and maybe it's Devourer. And with the Devourer, we just need to go like get excited on it. And I don't think it's a way to go. I think open attacking is right here.
Hmm. I think, yeah, that's what I end up doing. And then they go with the actually Omega 5 head play of Atro into Draven, Vile
Yeah,
Feast. I was like,
I
okay.
mean,
Excuse me
they
while I just do that.
yeah they just took a lot of mana.
Yeah. Like they threw their whole turn away to try and kill a Draven, and then like I punished them super hard.
Yeah, at this point, you just won, I guess.
Yeah. Like I felt pretty confident after this round, to be perfectly
You
honest, because like there's really not much they could do about Scion right now because they're not deep, so they can't, devour into
yeah, yeah.
eat
Developing,
Scion or anything.
yeah, developing Sion is definitely the right choice. Yeah,
Hmm.
the open attack is like super juicy, and we just won on the open, I think.
Yeah, we just went on the open. We pushed 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, this, this
Uh,
this game wasn't much of a contest, to be perfectly honest.
yeah, of course not. Um, yeah. I'm a little AFK. Spec.
Hmm. Yeah, here I think we almost crashed or something. Yeah, I think we're just waiting on him to connect in because I think he DC'd or something, but I wasn't sure. Probably actually could have cut this part out of the video, but I wasn't paying attention. So, opening Mulligan, pretty sure we just ditch everything except Mariah Warden here almost every time. Just, I need early impact, I need to race them before they hit deep. And end up getting rewarded pretty nice for it. I don't know why they don't take that trade there.
I don't know either. I mean, that's a free trade. It's like
It's a free trade, it lowers the GP level up. Like, they just
exactly
gave
like,
me a free GP tick for no reason.
and that
And
they
then they
don't
just play
attack
the
with the
ephemeral
ephemeral.
unit and they don't attack. I was like, why are they doing any of this?
Yeah, it's really weird. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not sure what exactly was going on with this game. Also, this bone skewer seems sus.
yeah.
Like, a lot of this just seemed
They
very sus. I think
they
I just
just
got handed round one for free.
yeah they just I don't know, didn't play around any card in your deck and just said I go all in with all my plays. I don't think it's the right call for him for them.
Yeah, it's really not. I don't think that. I don't know how many other things they could have potentially done here, but I don't think that was a good option for them. They probably would have been better off just passing a lot of the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this is a. When I said this was a very fast 2-0, I meant it.
Uh,
Like, there's
firstly, I
really.
saw firstly I saw as I saw the VOD was like it took so long to connect to your opponent that your opponent just left the game after the 1-0, and
Mm-hmm.
that's the reason why you won that quickly. But nah, yeah, okay. I
I was
mean,
like,
it
yeah,
was
that's thought that's what's going to happen too, and it just didn't happen that way.
yeah,
So I was like,
of course.
oh, okay. And like, this is just free. This is just the freest red card I'll ever get in my life. And I just
Yeah,
overattack for the win. Like, this is pretty cut and dry. Triple lure of the depths though.
I don't know why you would bring deep to this to this into this matter. I don't know why.
I'm
I
not
I
sure
can't.
either. I think there was some contention that Deep was supposed to beat Scion, but I really didn't see it there.
I mean, Sion seems like super favorite into deep, and I don't know what deep is supposed to be. Maybe like Kralls, but Kralls is a niche deck as well. Like it's not that popular.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I mean, you don't beat Zoe Lee, you don't beat Nami, you don't beat Sion, you don't beat Poppy Six, you don't beat Pink City,
Don't like maybe beat like Darkness, maybe.
and maybe Shellfolk.
I could see they could also potentially beat Shellfolk too, but I'm not super sold on any of that, honestly. Like, a lot of those aren't going to be in the tournament a lot. We know that Draven Sion's going to be a pretty big factor.
Of course.
But yeah,
And the
here.
second lineup looks more like a lineup for seasonal,
Yeah,
yes.
this looks more like an actual lineup. So off the bat, what I'm thinking is potentially banning the Nabi Zoe list because that was the initial
Yeah,
strategy that I had
yeah,
with
yeah, I
bringing
think
this
so.
lineup. So I think I end up going with that. There was some
Um,
discussion about potentially banning Darkness here because
I
they could
mean,
ban Tree, and then I'd be left with
y-
two mediocre matchups into it. But honestly, I think banning Nami Zoe here was the correct decision.
yeah, because if they ban Tree and we ban Nami Zoe, we still have two moderate matchups given.
Mhm.
If they don't ban Tree and we ban Darkness, we might have a problem with Namizoe because it's good into all of our decks.
Yeah.
Like, Namizoe is kind of favored into all our decks. And yeah, I think banning Namizoe here is correct.
Yeah. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that banning that is also just fine. It's better to go like what's the worst one across the board rather than pick one that's worse in this particular scenario.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and skip ahead because we kind of just discussed this for a bit. Go to the ban phase, and the opponent ends up banning probably the worst of the three to choose out of banning because they banned Draven Scion.
Yeah.
I was like, why did you do that? Why did you bring this lineup if you're gonna ban Draven Scion anyway?
Yeah, that's kind of rough.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe they were too scared about it.
maybe. Maybe they thought that I was tech for the mirror or something.
Hey, Hydro.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, we are doing VOD review. We are in round 2.
I just saw that. Oh God, I was watching SNL. It was pretty good.
Totally fair. And I mean, the majority of this seems pretty cut and dry. I'm gonna slow it down just a little bit. This is too fast. Yeah, the majority of this game is pretty cut and dry as well. I wanted to get the swing off even with the ephemeral blocker here, just to make sure I get a tick on Gangplank and push some damage.
Yeah, we could have just considered to attack with only one unit, I guess.
Yeah, I felt like the majority of these trades were going to happen anyway,
Yeah, of course.
so there's a possibility of just attacking with a 1, but I think attacking with all of them is not
Ooh,
awful
but
either.
double up on that 4-2 is gonna be rough.
Yeah, double up on the 4-2 could potentially be something. I decided to play around survival skills, which is in their list instead.
Fair enough.
Because there's going to be instances where I can guarantee the double up damage.
Sure.
Also, I wanted to develop Tenor this turn and attack.
Oh, you wanted to develop Tanner. I see what you're saying. I was gonna say, well, maybe you were doing the double up pokey stick thing, but never mind.
Maybe. That was a thing too. But
Because like you're like the threshold is like is way lower there. You know what I mean? Because if you like miss on a double up, it's way bigger than if you miss on a pokey stick.
Okay, so what's the play here? Because like the open attack is not terrible, but drawing second tenor allows me to go pretty huge. So I actually decided to develop the second tenor here.
Yeah, I think going white here is correct. You just develop 2 units with one play, and they just need to go as wide as you with 1 unit as possible, I guess. I think it's correct.
It's pretty hard
develop
for them
here.
to develop an extra 3
Yeah,
units in one action.
I think we are at least 1 wider than them.
Yeah. Plus full board. Guarantees like 4 impact damage. Puts them to 12. Puts them to 11 or 10 if you include the bomb.
Yeah.
So. Also actually pushes exact lethal. Yeah. I think we see like Whirling Death or something. Get excited. Okay. Yeah. There was the survival skills as well.
Good thing you played around it then, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Plus now, since they have the chompers on the board, that's a free double up target.
That's true.
I mean, to be fair, the opponent didn't have 3 mana last turn to proc the survival skills actually.
There's still Poro Cannon.
Exactly, they had to need Poro Cannon.
That seems correct. What you just did.
Oh
boy.
I just have 2 double ups. I'm just ready to go, I guess.
And at this point, you just want to put him on a clock. You don't want to kill, like, you don't want to. I mean, obviously you didn't know he's gonna play Zonat, but like you
Yeah.
didn't want to potentially kill either one of those guys.
I don't think so. I mostly want to make sure that I have targets for a double up in case something goes wrong.
Oh wow!
But here I just draw Gangplank, but I think just going for the open attack is perfectly fine as well.
No,
Yeah.
it's very good.
Open attack is pretty tempting. Gangplank can only be countered by Scion, I guess, but Scion shouldn't be leveled up at this point.
I wasn't sure if it was or not. I think I was also going for the line
It
of
was.
get the attack, play Gangplank, get the barrel, ping face, then have 2 double ups in case shenanigans goes up.
That's
to get
totally
exact
fair.
lethal.
Yeah.
So I think that was the line I ended up
You're in like
taking
a
here.
really good spot here.
Yeah.
Because like, what does he even do to double up here? He just like gets wrecked by it.
Well, he could shoot his own unit. That's why I'm trying to play around it with second double up.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but it's
He should have dragged barrel there.
for sure. But I mean, regardless, it's still not good.
Yeah.
Because you have like double up, so like I don't even know what his out is.
He would need 2 burn spells to throw at his own unit.
Yeah.
And that's just to not die.
And even then you're like infinitely ahead.
And then if he had like a get excited here, he has to throw it at his unit instead of my face for lethal.
Yeah, exactly. Like all that.
I'm not sure if he actually did or not, but if they did, then this game goes on another turn. Yeah, they did. So
again,
they throw
that's
2 spell. They throw 3 cards at their own unit just to not die.
I know, but that's like terrible for him. Like he doesn't win from here.
No.
Yeah.
Like literally, all
I
you have
literally
to do
just open attack with Gangplank and
you
he dies.
open attack and then he just
he also just drew 2 of the 3 shrooms in his deck. So
yeah, again, you just open attack here and he's just dead. Like
yeah. It was close at the end, I suppose, but yeah.
Yeah, there was potential for them to come back at some point, but
yeah,
it felt pretty pretty over.
I get what you're saying, but it felt like he slammed the door shut pretty fast.
Who, me? Yeah, I guess.
I mean, obviously he doesn't know what's in your hand, but like from your perspective, I didn't see that he had like a ton of outs there.
Not really. Like he could have potentially had like Flock for his Scion to rally right there. It's like the only thing I could think of.
Even then.
Not sure if going for Telescope instead of Commando here is correct, but I think I just wanted to make sure I can just keep the board small and take as little damage as possible.
You don't play Lulu, right?
He's on Draven Scion. And no, I do not play Lulu.
Then it's not correct to block with the Commando here, I guess.
Yeah.
So
it's either opt to take 2 and then have an open attack with Commander to play around Poro Cannon, or it's develop the Telescope and then develop Commando this following turn.
I just feel like Commando is just like infinite blockers here, and like he answers it very poorly.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean Mystic Shot.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like the whole thing, maybe. But even then, that's like not even the worst.
Not good.
It's not going to my face, and then I could just sit here and durdle forever and eventually get Ionia anyway.
That's what I'm saying. So. Like he no. And then it's just not what he wants to do. Like if he wants to win the game, it's not what he wants to do.
Yeah. So we end up going with Commando on this turn. They develop Draven.
Okay.
That they have Mystic Shot, unfortunately, so I don't get the free token. But
okay.
I think here they end up developing a Revenant. No, they develop a Sunk Rider. So we get the House Spider for easy jumps. Go with a Buster Shot on a Draven to prevent survival skills. And we probably just go with like Mare into Aloof Traveler. Maybe.
It's
Oh.
fine.
Actually, I think I end up taking twins and just playing twin.
Twin
Maybe
is good
second
too.
House Spider.
I think House Spider is also good. Because, like, House Spider there, if he gets aggressive, just, like, kills one of his dudes and, like, you know.
I also
If
wanted
you're-
the Fearsome Blocker for the 4-2.
That's fair.
Because
I think
here,
you
if they
got
just
put-
open attack, I just go block, block, block. And
Yeah.
that's pretty much all it is. Here, now I just get to develop and go for 4 wide blocks. So,
Yeah, I mean,
not sure if I end up going with what exactly I go with here. I'm kind of inclined to go with the House Spider there instead of anything else. Because it just chumps blocks everything.
I just don't see the Killing Draven's bad there.
That's also true. I like Killing Draven as well. I'm eventually going to do it anyway. Might as well just get it out of the way now.
I mean, especially if you think he has, like, survival skills and stuff, getting Draven off the board and giving him, like, less ways to, like, do that nonsense is, like, nothing but positive for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know.
We end up going with that. I think we end up going with a Buster Shot here. Entices them to develop more, potentially, for a better attack. Which that ends up being it. They end up getting kind of punished for their axe placement there. Because they put it on the damage unit when I'm running Flock.
Yeah, that seems bad.
They could have put it on the undamaged, like, 4-3, possibly.
Also, I don't think that 3-2 is particularly good in this match either.
Yeah, I'm really not sold on Reborn Grenadier in the Draven Zion list. I don't think it's that great.
Reborn Grenadier is a great jump blocker.
Yeah.
Like, out of nowhere, a fearsome jump blocker is amazing.
No, I mean it has its place, but like
it kind of ends games against Poppy Six sometimes.
Does chump blocking actually matter in this matchup, though? Probably not, right?
No, not in this matchup in general, but I meant like the card's not bad in general. Is what I was saying. Is like
Yeah.
Like, and also there are like really aggressive draws with it into like Urchin into it that like you can just get ahead and other decks just can't catch up.
Yeah, that's a fair consideration. Personally, I'm just not a fan of the card myself, but I could see places where it could be fine.
I think it's just a meta call, man. Like it's like
definitely.
It's not better or worse. It's just in this situation, I think this is a better card. That's literally it.
Yeah.
Here I opt to just attack with the impact units and mostly just to get the sled trigger and just hope to high roll a little bit. Ended up not getting there, but this is totally fine too.
Sled is fine.
I'm also just totally fine with Whirling Death there.
That is a weird Whirling Death.
He wanted to clear the 5-1.
I mean, I get it, but ugh.
I don't think it's good, but I'm totally fine with it.
No, he's just so far behind. Why peek there instead of Spider?
I want to get that ticking down to potentially get Messenger.
Sure, that's
Plus,
fair.
I plan on developing Spider this turn anyway, because they have to develop.
Yeah.
Because their attack is like nothing.
Well, Spider into Poppy is almost like, what does he even do?
Yeah, like, I didn't have Poppy to begin with, but I wanted to get the landmark ticking down so I could potentially get the value out of it and use it.
No, for sure. I just meant, like, you play... Yeah, there you go, Messenger. But I'm just saying you play Poppy.
No, I just play Poppy, and it's like, what do they do? They get the free trade with the Swamp Dredger, but, I mean, I'm 6 wide, and I get to just take out whatever I want.
And even then,
I could have potentially pulled the Elusive there instead of...
Yeah.
I should have pulled the Elusive instead of the...
I was going to say,
0-1, probably.
Yeah, oh well.
Yeah. It ends up being fine anyway.
Your life total is pretty healthy.
Top Keck Tree. I play Tree. They scoop. So.
Ionia was the only region you've missed, right?
Yeah, it was just Ionia.
Yeah.
So. Back it up, boys.
And that's round 2. Pretty quick and easy. Here's the big one. This one's up against Drizoth.
That guy's pretty good, I hear.
Yeah, they're very good. They're in top 32, actually. But
talked to him a couple times. He's pretty cool.
I make a questionable decision in banning phase, which is why I asked Jason to potentially pull the whole best of 3 into the VOD review, so I could talk about why I decided to go with this ban instead of the other one that I did. Because initially I was going to ban Zoe Nami, as that was like the initial strategy for the deck choices. Okay. But I felt like I also had a rough matchup across the board into Poppy Ziggs. So I felt like, okay, I'm going to get 2 of these matchups that are basically horrible for me, but one of them has a higher fail rate.
I mean, to Poppy Ziggs, you're kind of fine with Sion, of course. I think they will ban Sion here. Don't know. But if they, I think with Pink City, you'll find into Poppy Ziggs as well. It's like something like a race, but developing. If you get down the Gangplank on turn 5, leveled up, you kind of have the shot there, and Tree can go against Poppy Ziggs as well. You have like a million blockers. It's rough. But I think Zoe Nami is correct.
I end up actually banning Poppy Ziggs and taking the gamble into Zoe Nami.
Interesting.
Okay.
I kind of talked myself into taking a bit of a risk here, mostly because I felt like I had a higher fail rate against the Poppy Ziggs because they have a bunch of burn over the top that can jank me out from like 12. So I was kind of scared about that. And at least in the other decks, if they plan on banning Draven Scion, I think I have a bigger chance of dealing with it or like beating them down as those 2 against Zoe Nami because I'm able to just get a free 2 or 3 turns to just develop as much as I want for big tempo swings. Because they have to pass. So I wasn't sure if this was correct. That's the choice I made. It almost paid off. Almost. But
the question I have is like, how many games did you play with Pink City into Poppy Ziggs?
Not many.
So the matchup wasn't that common for you. I don't know. I think you should. The correct ban would have been Nami Zoe. I mean, Nami Zoe can low roll a long way, and then you can win. But yeah, I don't know. It's close. You're right.
It was a tricky situation to think about, but I mean,
the problem I have here is like Nami Zoe is kind of good into all of our decks, like super good, and Sion Draven stomps Poppy Ziggs. And
does that matchup win? I've always been on the other end of it. I always felt like I lose that matchup almost every time.
Sion Draven is like the worst matchup besides Lee Sin for Poppy Ziggs.
It's like 65% for Sion or something absurd like that.
Really?
Exactly. Yeah. So I would have been fine.
And yeah, I probably misbanned here. I probably should have ended up banning Poppy Ziggs then, now that I think about it. I just wasn't sure on the matchup with the Pink City, was my main concern.
Yeah, it's a close one. I think it's about 50-50. Kind of depends on your build.
Mm. A lot of these early turns are pretty scripted. I get pretty lucky with the Mirai Warden hit, though. So here's a question. Do we make it rain this turn just to get a tick on Gangplank when I don't have one in hand? Or do we save it for later?
It's a good question. I mean, Make It Rain isn't great against Nami Zoe.
Yeah.
Now that they put the Sparkle Fly, I'm actually interested in playing the Make It Rain there, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought about it
after
for a
they
second, but I decided against it and figured I could just bank the
after they
mana.
developed Sparklefly, you could have considered it. I don't know. It's close. Make a Drain isn't a great card against Namizoe.
Mhm.
Cashing it in, whatever, for plunder triggers.
I ended up
so
taking this pass here when I probably shouldn't have. I think there I probably could have taken the Make It Rain as like a pseudo pass. But because since I snapped that pass, he just snaps the pass back, and I don't develop anything for that whole turn. But I have mostly spells anyway.
I mean, that matchup is kind of doomed, right?
Mm-hmm.
the big thing is
Which
you
is-
don't want to spend your make it rain because you already dealt damage that turn, so you don't get a plunder trigger.
Yeah, that's true.
Once the VOD's over, I want to get Leo's input on something
Mhm.
that we were discussing earlier. Also, I did some more thinking about the Freyord being the worst region thing, and I think it's kind of unfair because Freyord has like 7 champs, and everybody else I think has 8. Based on what I'm seeing.
Yeah. Freyord's in a kind of rough spot now.
So what's the
Yeah,
play
every-
here? Do we just open attack with Gangplank, or do we develop a Yordle?
The thing is, if we do, when we develop, I don't know. It's rough. I don't think it's wrong to attack here. What are the punches when we attack? Like maybe a double trouble, but that won't be great for them because they want to buff the Sparklefly, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't sure, honestly. I think I decided to just take this open.
Our Gangplank kind of dies to single buff, but then they lose their Sparklefly.
They just straight take it, which I found
Yeah,
interesting.
it's fine. Fine for them.
I think you could have held off on this double for a little
Yeah,
bit.
I mean, they
Like you can develop the stacker or something this turn, right?
Maybe, yeah. Could develop the stacker. I could still develop the stacker after, but I felt like if I could get this off now, when they're like currently casting a spell, and prevent that extra 2 damage buff on the Sparklefly next turn, if they go for the open, I'm in a better spot
Sure.
because they have less HP. So that was kind of my argument for that. Plus, it would put them on like they need exactly what
Pale Cascade
Guiding
or
Touch,
Sunblast
Pale
Vigor.
Cascade, or Sunblast Vigor at
Yeah,
that
it's
point.
like
Which I guess there was several answers they could have had, but I felt like if I was going to rip it, I might as well rip it right there to try to prevent extra Sparklefly buffs.
oh man,
Feel
such a
like-
good player.
Again,
Mhm.
next turn.
So here I take an interesting line, I think, but I'm not sure if it's right in like the abstract of things. I don't know why this Crescent Strike was happening.
It kind of says that he
Wants to
doesn't
try to
have
kill
good
me.
spells in hand, right?
Or that, yeah. So I end up just stunning the Sparklefly to
It's,
stop
I
the
think,
healing and go
correct.
for like a burn kill next turn.
I honestly don't mind all that. I think that's all.
I mean, once they hit you with the Sparklefly, the game is over.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's correct to stun here. They kind of high rolled.
A little bit. It's not the worst thing ever, but so I start off with Yordle here instead of doing anything else because I want to just push the GP level. Because I go for the GP level here, put them to 1, and then the GP attack trigger kills them before lifesteal happens. So that's what I end up doing. I could have potentially went with Deckhand and just straight into the dirt, but that loses to knock him down. And then I can still have this backup plan. This way, I also, if there's like Guiding Touch plus block, I have double up to potentially deal with one of the small units.
That seems
Yeah,
fine.
it's pretty good.
Mm.
I think their hand wasn't great though. I think they didn't have Pale, they didn't have anything of that.
I think
that
they
was the
ended up
reason.
drawing all 3 Sparkle Flies, which is why they went
Maybe
with the
something like that.
Calibrum on the second gifts.
This is tough.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't even think.
I think
Tree's
I end
good.
up full shipping.
Oh wow. I was gonna say I don't think Tree's good
Yeah,
enough.
I think I end up full mulligan here. I'm not sure what exactly I grabbed, but I think I was going mostly for earlier pressure.
Yeah, because
Try to go for like a beatdown kill, and I end up drawing both of my fizzes in the opening hand, which is weird.
What
I mean,
happened?
this is good in this matchup, isn't it? To block
To
like
block elusives, yeah.
elusives.
Yeah, Fizz is fine.
Here I get a free 3 damage, an extra 1/2, get the Ionia.
But what's the actual win count? We kinda need to win with 3 against Tobinami, right?
That's what I thought, but I figured if I get off to a fast enough start, I could win by just the go wide beatdown plan. At least that was my initial thought, but that could have also been incorrect as well.
So if that's your plan, then why did you mulligan away the Poppy?
I felt like I needed 1 and 2 drops more. Because if Poppy came down on turn 4 and I only have 2 things in play and they have a Nami and a Sparkle Fly already, I'm probably not going to be able to get the beatdown kill anyway.
Sure.
I think you could beat them by going wide because this deck doesn't like deal with wide decks like Poppy decks super well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it has some issues there. That's indeed correct.
I do believe they're on Make It Rain.
Probably.
Here I just end up going for the swing. I do trade off a little bit. There is a potential. Oh, I thought they were going to block with Nami there. I was incorrect that they're not going to do that. There was a potential line where I shot the Ward play to just get an additional tick off of things, but I end up going here instead after seeing the Zoe. Trying to deny as many buffs as possible from the Nami. Keep their board small. If they're going to have a Nami, I'd rather have them on basically nothing after that.
I mean, their only out at this point is to like get a giant Sparkle Fly.
Yeah.
And if you stun here, I don't think they can win.
I actually saved the stun for later.
Interesting. I would have thought you might have been more afraid of them pumping and trying to get a bunch of.
Well, if they're going to pump, I can't stun right now anyway. Like, they could just pump with 2 spells and immediately attack me, right?
That's fair.
So, I figured taking that for later, I could set up for a time where, like, I force them to develop to have a decent attack, and then I can punish them for it, and then get them on the open swing next turn. Here, I just end up ripping double Buster Shot and double Sparkle Fly, which makes me really happy. But
yeah.
I mean, they are at 10 here, so this is
here,
like a bad spot.
Here's kind of the big turn. They are forced to block with Nami. They go to 1 here.
Yeah, it's huge. If you have like any burn at all, they're just dead.
What's your play here? Do you feel confident playing Tree?
What do you?
Because at this point, at 18, with an elusive unit in play, I felt pretty safe to play Tree.
Okay, so here's my question to you here. It seems like your way of winning the game at this point is just like beating them down. Why would you want to take a guy off the board and like put your foot off the gas pedal? You just killed 2 of their Sparkle Flies.
Yeah.
Just passing here, right?
No, I'm just asking.
I don't know why. I kind of want to say that I just choked here, thinking that they potentially had some way of gaining a shitload of health here.
I mean,
like
you killed
gifts
2 of
into
their
Severum on this herbal fish potentially was a problem. 3rd Sparkle Fly would have been an issue. I was just concerned about that.
For Severum, you got still the stun, so I don't think it's necessary to develop Tree here.
Yeah. So, like, even if they went all in on like life gain on the fish, you still have the sun spell.
Yeah, I probably could have just not played Tree yet. Honestly, I think I got a little bit too. What's comfortable? I guess.
I mean, if you're like at 9, sure, but like if not, I think it's correct.
Considering the fact that they're also at 1 HP as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
think is
like,
the main reason that I probably shouldn't have bothered playing tree and just tried to stick to a wide board, just go for a
Yeah.
beatdown kill.
We,
'Cause you're-
we could have developed bomber twins here. And look what kind of landmark we got there, I think. So maybe we find
I do
some.
end up playing the bomber twins first.
Yeah,
I think
We end up
Bomber
getting
Twins-
obelisk,
okay.
but
That ain't
afterwards,
great.
I think I still end up playing tree. Well, I do still end up playing tree.
Yeah, trees.
I
Yeah.
shouldn't have played tree here. I don't think.
I do think banking 3 spell mana and just passing here burn 2 mana is fine.
Mhm.
Because like he has to gain life here. He had like make him like react to you. You shouldn't be reacting to him. If
Yeah.
that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Perhaps I got nervous because I know this guy is a very good player.
Yeah.
Sure.
But-
No,
Yeah.
that's totally fair.
I feel you.
I think for some, I 100% should not have played tree here, but I end up ripping tree anyway for some reason. I don't know. Maybe I just felt too comfortable. Maybe I felt like I needed some extra edge just to try to attack him at multiple angles. And then it ends up
Alright.
really getting me in the end here because they have the lineup up, knock him down to kill my only elusive unit that's on the board,
Yeah.
which lets them
Yeah.
develop into a pretty big attack swing. Now,
Well, like I said, it also depends on what your tree count was too, right? Like
It was
if you were
at
sitting
6.
at like if you were at like 9, then it's a different art discussion. You know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah, watch this. Just watch this.
Oh God.
Just watch this.
That's how it always starts. Spell thief.
I was spell thief. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's getting pretty bad already. I think you're just gonna die.
Triple spell thief.
Triple spell thief
okay.
into triple group shot for exact lethal.
Wow.
Holy crap.
There were so many things that punish him here. I'm on 3x mini morph. Pokey stick kills him here. There were so many things that he could get a punish for, and I didn't have a single one of them.
Yeah,
It was
but,
so sad.
but you didn't have the Poke Stick last turn, right?
Yeah.
That was what he just read in your hand. So your top deck has to be Poke Stick in this case. I mean, yeah. Minimorph would have ended the game here.
Yeah.
I understand why he did what he did because like that was
It
his
was
only
kind of
way.
his only turn to do that, so I don't blame
Yeah.
him for trying for this at all. It was just
Of
really
course.
unfortunate that I get punished so hard for playing tree here, and I just don't have an answer to this at all, which felt really bad.
Fair.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
sad though.
Would you have developed the second sparkle fly though if you didn't, or the second commando if you didn't play the tree?
Yeah, if I didn't play tree, I probably would have developed second commando.
Yeah, you insta develop commando.
Or
and
if he
kills
offered
yours.
me the pass, like back here, like right before I played tree, he offered me just
Yeah.
a straight up pass.
Yes.
I could have just took that
just
pass
enter
right
him here.
there and have
Of
been
course,
fine with
yeah.
it.
Yeah, that would be correct. Like I said, it's
Then
it's
they
a-
play like the line 'em up, knock 'em down that they had already, and then I play the second elusive, and then they're still forcing
No, you're
developing
totally
something
right,
else,
yeah.
and then I crescent strike, and then it's fine.
Yeah, no. It's
Yeah.
the tree is
I
not
should not have played tree. Playing tree there actually cost me this whole match.
yeah, sadly.
Yeah, we'll just go to the next
Mhm.
game.
It's the way she goes sometimes.
Yeah,
Now it's Scion into Bandletree.
which
Ugh.
is a sort of favorite matchup, I think, or even.
It's
Because they're not on
even.
Scorched Earth, and I have
I
free
think-
minis.
I want to say it's 55-45. Like it gets really close.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not like a
think
huge thing. I just snap kept that hand.
I
Uh,
Would
think
you have
so
snap kept
I-
this hand?
You need to consider that you don't have an answer for his fearsome. Like you might just get fucking bonked to death by before turn 7.
Yeah. So potentially I
That's
should
the
have mulliganed a couple
consideration.
of things to try to look for bomber twins.
A bomb or a buster shot isn't bad because it also ends up dealing with it.
Mhm.
I'm not 100% sure how you want to be mulling on tree. Like I'm not the best guy to ask for like tree.
Yeah.
Like I can give you some general stuff, but like exact mulligan is like a little bit weird. And mulligan's just such a divisive thing on so many decks that I kind of feel uncomfortable without like saying like very obvious things on like decks I don't play that much.
Mhm. That's
Don't know what
totally
else to
fair.
comment. Other than the matchup is, like I said, I think it's like 55-45. It's very close.
Yeah, I just know the matchup table and know that I rather don't want to play Tree into Scion. Either side. It's not that great of a match. But I
Speaking of
think
getting, go ahead.
Chiron's list is a little better into Scion because of the sentries.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, speaking of getting bonked to death,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just straight 8-5 on turn 2, which did not feel very good.
you just open here, yeah.
Yeah.
And he'll probably trade with the Fizz.
That was my guess, yeah.
yeah,
Didn't
no,
really know what else I wanted to do this turn. I want them to go under Mystic Shot mana so I can play Mare.
I think they're gonna do that.
Try to
I
do
mean,
something
you're
with
not just
Mare.
gonna like if he doesn't do anything, we'll just play Mayor anyways
Yeah.
because like then he's not playing Draven this turn. I think we take the Fae Folk here.
Really?
So I think there's care for Aloof. Like I think you should care about Aloof a little bit.
That's
But
true.
maybe that's wrong.
Yeah.
Because like we had like Tenor's gonna stabilize really hard, right? Plus we have the Buster Shot, we have the Mini Morph for Scion, we have Deal 1 plus Cycle to clean up whatever Tenor doesn't trade with.
Mm-hmm.
Like I kind of just want to keep this Mini Morph safe or my tree safe so we don't just like die.
That's true. I think I probably should have considered Feyfolk a little bit more. I just tunnel visioned on, oh, I need a fearsome blocker for this fearsome rider.
Yeah, this starts going south pretty quick, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Here I wasn't sure what to do, but I just slammed Sled. I'm not sure
Yeah,
if
I
that was the correct play. I could
I
have
don't
potentially went with like Spider into Buster Shot, but I was
That's
scared
exactly
of
what I
survival
was
skills
thinking.
again.
I was exactly thinking what you just said about.
I think at this
You
point I
can
was just
beat
getting really
survival
nervous.
skills by shooting Draven.
Yeah.
Because
But if I'm
he
shooting
has to-
Draven, I don't have any way of dealing with the 4-2, and it hits me again. I go to 7.
yeah,
6.
it's not ideal. I would probably just start by like open attacking, I think, because depending on what he does, you get a lot of information to decide how you want to play out your turn.
Mm-hmm.
And he can't really trade with these units. Like we'll just pokey stick something. Like we'll pokey stick Draven.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I guess maybe no. We'll just pokey stick on the stack if he goes to level up Draven. It's fine.
Yeah. That probably would have been a better play. I don't think playing the sled here was right in
I
hindsight.
don't either.
That should have just probably opened or maybe even developed like Spider. Just
I kind of don't
chill.
like a tap out on mana if I don't if I am not the aggressive deck.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
it's kind of rough. We just want to defend and tap out on mana, and they just have every option they have though.
Yeah,
They
they're
can
just
play
going as
whatever
wide
they
as
want.
they can.
Yeah, you're kind of on the back foot here because like he's
Yeah.
he's in the driver's seat, not you.
Yeah, and here attacking with sled was bad because now it trades with the fearsome unit and he gets to level up Draven if he
Ugh.
wanted to.
And keep the 4-2 around.
Or yeah, now he gives the 4-2 instead of leveling Draven. Which is
That's pretty
Yeah, that's
bad.
rough stuff.
horrible for me. Here I feel like I just have to Buster Shot the fearsome unit because whatever fearsome blocker I play right now is just going to get dragged out of the way anyway.
Fair. That's
Here I go to
that's-
8, which is
Double
Not
get excited plus
comfortable.
Mystic Shot Drain.
It's also notable that Drizost's on one copy of Farron.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Farron's
So
Farron is
Farron would
kinda-
just
kinda
kill me
big.
here. There were a
Yeah.
couple of things I could have done better this game. Like if I had the House Spider here, I would have stayed at 11 because I would have been able to chump.
Mhm.
And we also probably wouldn't need to worry about the fearsome unit anyway because it probably would have already been shot. Or it would have forced
Yeah.
survival skills, and then we could just go with like, I don't know, anything.
just being at 8 at this point is just so brutal.
Yeah. We could have saved HP if I played it better. Now my attack feels awkward.
This
Dude,
attack is
actually,
really
I don't
awkward.
even want to attack at this point. I
Oh,
just
your
end up
attack,
passing.
Your attack is terrible.
I could
Yeah, it
pokey stick the
doesn't do
4-1
anything.
here. Like I could easily pokey stick 4-1.
Yeah, pokey stick. Yeah. I can see Pokestick 4-1. I don't mind it.
Just a cycle to see if I hit something.
But there also isn't like too much of a need to spend mana at this very moment.
Yeah.
Like there's a bit, but not too much.
Then we end up seeing the Farron come down on curve, and that's basically just it.
Yeah.
Here, this is just me trying to stall and find potentially something, but there really isn't much I can do at this point.
What does you mean you're out at that point?
I'd have to find like either Conchologist or Mare or Telescope and try to roll something with Lifesteal out of the Epic pool.
Yeah.
Which there is not many, apparently. I think the only one I can think of is Eye of the Dragon, which doesn't do it.
I mean, I guess the red. Yeah.
Yeah, there's just no out, and I end up scooping here.
Yeah.
Yeah, sad.
Yeah. I think I misplayed that match a bit, but I'm not certain that I was going to win with the state of that hand anyway, because we know there's another Captain Farron in their hand.
Yeah, it was a close man.
But I do think that game 2 was where I lost that match. What's your 100%. Ban here? Match 3. What's your ban here?
Okay, so question. How does Bandletree do against TK Raka?
I have no idea.
It's very good for...
It's favored for TK Raka a little bit, I guess.
It's favored for... Wait, let me do information recall. I knew this.
It's not super favored, but it's not... there aren't super much stats given, but I think it's favored for TK Raka. If I'm not mistaken.
When I played Tree at the beginning of the season, I think I won like all the time on Tree in that matchup.
That match is my...
Maybe things have changed.
I was about to say that match is my experience with it as well, although that's also just one match.
I think my main issue was I didn't play against TK Raka very much, especially on Tree. Because the matches I played on TK Raka were against Draven, where I was on Draven Scion or Pink City. I did not play it against Tree.
I think I've mistaken it. It's like super favorite for Tree. It's indeed like 140 games, 114 games, but it's only 45 wins for Tom Kench Raka. So I was mistaken. I just had it wrong in mind.
Okay.
It's like 39% for Tom Raka at this point.
In that case, I may have misbanned here, but I didn't have that information at the time.
What we need to keep in mind right now, and what we need to assess before we go into like what do we ban, right? Is what is our opponent banning? What is our opponent telling us with their lineup, right?
It's kind of rough, right? I mean, they kind of want to ban Scion. This lineup.
They're saying ban Scion, right?
Of course, like they want to hit with Raka. They want to hit the TFGP. It's definitely like a free matchup for Tom Raka because GP has problems with Tom Raka, and I'm not quite sure how Silver does against it.
Silver is very slightly favored into Vandal Pirates, like just barely. And then that Lulu Poppy deck like loses and wins to itself, I swear to God.
Yeah, Yodels and Arms is a big issue.
I think they're only on one copy. But here I think it was mostly just I didn't know the matchup spread with TK Raka.
Yeah, TK Raka is a deck that was barely given this season. And for this season, it was kind of like, here it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I potentially just misbanned here. Yeah, they're only on one copy of Yordle and Arms, but they're on a full 6 rallies.
Yeah. I have actually never played Vandal Pirates versus this rally deck.
I think I'd probably want to play it more, at least that matchup, I want to play it more like a TF control list. And just go with a keg red card, blow up their board. Or try to.
They're on like 3 copies of Rangers Resolve.
Yeah.
You kind of want to space out your pings. You can't overgreed your pings. It's like Avalanche in a sense.
I think you want to have every matchup, but not TFGP into Tamraka. So I don't know what's correct. I do think it's correct to ban Sivir here, I guess, and just try to get the role with into Poppy Lulu, but I'm not sure how this matchup goes on.
Yeah.
I check the stat there again.
I just really wasn't sure what to do with the TK Raka list, so I end up actually banning TK Raka here. Which I think may have been incorrect in hindsight. I probably should have banned Sivir.
You're not. It's going to be very hard to get Vandal Pirates versus TK Raka.
Yeah,
But
it's supposed to
Tree is
counter
going
it.
to be very easy.
I didn't know the part that Tree was going to be an easy win for Tom Raka. So if I knew that, I would have definitely banned Sivir Akshan instead.
So the thing about Sivir Akshan is like the Tree matchup is a bit weird.
Yeah.
So if you, I would say it's better than Lulu Poppy, but if you like don't have a lot of faith in your opponent to be a very strong player, I can see banning Lulu Poppy over Sivir.
Stat wise, GP TF Vandal City is 56% into Poppy Lulu Demacia. And then we have the favorite matchup of this, so it's like these two decks, like coin flippy. If it goes the other way around, it's, I think, not that great anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize TFGP was like over 55% versus Poppy
Yeah,
Lulu. Then
I
you
just
probably
I
just ban
checked the
Sivir.
stats.
Yeah.
I just
I
checked the
should have banned
stats.
Sivir, but I was scared of not knowing what to do with TK Raka. And I didn't
Yeah,
know that
it's
the
a
Tree
lot.
matchup was favored for me. I felt like it was more favored for them.
That's
Just
okay.
I
I
just
thought so
never
too.
played the matchup, so I didn't know what to do. So I ended up banning that.
Vandal
we
Pirates is 49%. This is a 49% matchup. Oh no, versus the other versus Sivir.
This is a 50-something percent
right?
matchup.
Yeah. We're
I don't know
slightly
why I
favored
tried.
here.
I think I misclicked there, but this hand is okay. The Citrus Courier felt a little bit clunky. This game,
Yeah,
in
I didn't bring
particular.
Citrus Courier. You're a braver man than me for bringing that card.
It was just a one of. This is also the first time I've actually seen it in tournament where it mattered.
Giga Chad.
Was attacking here right?
Okay, so like,
Or
if
do I
you're
want to
not
play more
attacking
defensive here?
if you're not attacking here, you have to think about like why you're not attacking here. Like, what hands does he have where we don't want to attack here? And it's like none of them, right? Like, he always has another unit that's trading with that, right?
Yeah.
He always has, and if he doesn't have a unit that's trading with that, he just has a fuck ton of combat tricks.
Yeah.
And then it's like he's gonna try and keep it alive.
I guess Shapestone was the only concern.
You don't really care if he shapestones because you're a blue deck
There is
and you're
no
representing
shapestone. We
pinks
are
and you
playing
have
against
pinks.
Lulu Poppy. There is no shapestone given in this
matchup. I
matchup.
thought this was Sivir Akshan. My bad.
Yeah,
Continuing.
I want to ask what I mean. I do like playing Stone Stacker, but we have Marai 1 and go a little wider there. If that would have been the correct play, I don't know. Not sure.
So the thing about Stone Stackers, right, is the only unit that trades with it there is Brightsteel, and then he's playing Brightsteel for no barrier. And that's a huge like way for him to get wider than us on the attack and a huge development punish.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's right. I do think. Yeah.
I don't like Wardens here.
You like second Stony instead?
Yeah, because we don't want to play the. I don't like it open attacking either.
Open attack isn't
Yeah,
great.
I don't think open attack was right either. I could have easily
Yeah,
developed
so-
like stackers or something and just played both
So-
of the 2-drops.
Think about it this way, right? Last turn, like this deck, it wins not because we're playing good cards that win the game. It wins because we have a lot of 2-for-1 actions and sometimes even 3-for-1 actions to just push chip damage in. And then we have double up, which the format as a whole is very bad at dealing with. So it's like better decimate a lot of the time, right? So because of these two things, we want to end up abusing the fact that we're going too wide and like taking things off the board at inopportune times. So if we go Stony Stackers turn 3, we're electing to not go Lecturing Yordle with our hand. It works a lot better, especially drawing the Make It Rain, to play it on turn 5, be able to ping something, plus Make It Rain to really pick off his board, and then swing on turn 6, and then potentially look at rallying, or we don't make it rain on turn 5 and then we just save all of our mana for darts and rally, right? So like we're looking at this play, and once we see all of this coming together, the best thing we're doing on turn 4 is we're going too wide in one action to really punish him and make him want to trade with his mayor. Also, the fruit guy is like pretty nice aloof protection right here. That's a little off topic. But because of that, it's a lot more powerful to go Stony Stackers on 2 or on turn 3.
On 3 and then into Mirai on 4.
Yeah, because we go too wide in one action to really punish him. And he's always playing his like 0 cost unit right there if he has it. Since he didn't play it, he probably doesn't have it. Maybe he's respecting Parlay, but
I'm not on Parlay.
Even then, you're still representing Parlay.
I don't have Parlay in this list. Yeah, I think I end up playing this turn pretty bad in hindsight. Because I could have ended up going with the Stackers and then into Mirai, and then I would have had Make It Rain here, potentially. Or like next turn we could have went like Yordle Ping, then like Gangplank Make It Rain or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Gangplank Make It Rain is just like such a more appealing turn next turn too.
Yeah.
Like, you really have to think about how your pings are going to let you get ahead on board. For a long time, I thought this deck was a really bad deck, and I still think it's not a very good deck. I just think the format's in a really weird spot right now because of what the top decks are. So it works really well with its spread. But the reason this deck wins is because it just it does such a good job of getting under people if you like plan out how to like get your chip and tempo in, because you have to play in like a very respectful way of it a lot of the times. And you can get big punishes with like your Make It Rains with kegs, just like good Make It Rain timings, like when you force your opponent to like develop into you, just like all of this stuff. And you really have to think about playing for that. So, and you also really have to think about using your mana for that. And you can create big board swings, not just by like jamming or big units that are good, like we did this game, right?
Yeah.
Because we did just jam good units when we could. But you do it by thinking about like how to get under your like opponent efficiently.
I think I should have went with the dart there. Well, then I just die in the open swing, don't I? I don't know. I think I botched this turn on like turn 3. I think I botched this game by not doing the Stackers into Mirai instead of going Mirai into.
Like, yeah, once you got behind on board, it's really hard to come back. Actually, especially in Battle Mirrors, it's super hard.
Yeah, then I end up having to go for like a really risky play or something here to try and claw my way back in, but I don't think it ends up working out.
Really sucks.
Yeah, because I end up going with this really awkward play that gets blown out by Sharp Sight or Rangers number 2, which they had Rangers number 2. And then I end up just kind of losing the game from here.
Yeah, then we just go next. Yeah, it happens. Like, One thing I will say that I've noticed a good bit is like you should try and hold your spell mana a little bit more. Like it's obviously good to tap out sometimes, and I think in Scion, like oftentimes you're playing on curve, so I won't say as much for that deck. But with like Vandal Pirates and Tree, just hold your spell mana a little bit more because you have so many good like combat trick or like ping spells and combat trick or like damage spells. I'm sorry, not combat tricks, damage spells for 1 and 2 mana. Like Pokey Stick, Make It Rain, Parlay in one deck, and then you have Pokey Stick and Flock in the other deck. Like you threaten a whole lot, and especially in an environment like this, your opponents are going to respect that more.
Yeah. At this point, we just gotta go next. I think I do try to play it out a little bit longer to see if I could like get some really weird shenanigans, but since I have to trade down the entire board to not die, I don't think there's any outs to just not just getting run over here. So
I mean, it's correct to try and like a tournament game, right? Like, fuck it, why not? If he draws, oh damn. If he drew puff caps, it was like winnable.
Yeah.
Yeah, the copium must be high.
There is technically an out here, I think, still, but it's really risky.
Level really could have dragged us over the finish line.
Yeah. I think having the lecturing Yordle Dart fizzle that one turn was also bad.
Yeah,
like having that one extra ping could have been a really big deal. Here I end up going with a really weird line that puts them within double up range to play to that out, but that's the only out that I can really think of.
Yeah, oh, this is cute. Yeah, I like this.
Yeah, we're priced into top decking, double up, and them having nothing, but that's the only out that I could have thought of at this current state of the game.
Yeah.
We end up missing though, which is unfortunate.
No, that's good. I like the play at like the end. Like it's good to like try and play to your outs.
Yeah, it was really pretty close at the end.
Yeah, like honestly, if we just developed on 4, we probably get there.
Yeah.
Because even if you play second Brightsteel, even if we're like, okay, you play Brightsteel like that on 2, you have second Brightsteel, like we have the Make It Rain. We just do it in combat. Okay.
It seems okay, but also a little awkward at the same time. Since attacking first, and we have a bunch of 2-drops.
Yeah. Not having parlay so our opponent gets to play their 2-drop. This is cracked though. Please, okay. I was so worried.
Please. Here I think I end up going with the Mirai. They waking Sazans, so I don't really want to swing anymore. I could have just open attacked with stackers there.
I really don't mind it because it forces a combat trick, but I'm also okay not doing it. I think we can we go back?
Yeah.
So like this is a super 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 important turn. Like this turn's about to decide the game.
Okay, so they play Sivir.
So
then what do we do? What would you suggest?
What are we doing here? This is like a super important turn in the game, right? So we have a few different options, right? And I like quite a few of them. So he wants to attack here.
Yeah.
Every time he wants to attack here, right?
If I play aloof, it gets really awkward.
Okay. Oh, so like aloof's a consideration, but like I'm thinking he wants to attack, but he's also willing to pass, right? And we like kind of need to get a play, but we kind of want him to attack because we'd really like to get this king, right?
Yeah.
There's some interesting things happening because the only way he gets to attack with Akshan is like bluffing Shapestone. So like if he doesn't swing with Akshan, it gives us a lot of information, but he's probably supposed to swing with Akshan anyways.
Yeah, probably.
So because he's priced into swinging with Akshan and bluffing Shapestone anyways, what I propose is we play deckhand, right?
Mm-hmm.
He can elect to drag the keg with the 2-1 and send Akshan and bluff Shapestone. Or he can decide to
drag keg with
the keg
Akshan.
And we
tell
know
us he doesn't have Shapestone. Yeah. And then we just
Either
pokey stick
way,
him.
I like
just
pokey stick face.
Akshan. Why are we gonna pokey stick face? It deals 2 damage, but we're gonna be dealing 2 damage by like getting a board advantage by trying to remove Akshan.
No,
I think it was
pokey
mostly
stick
to
face-
push the GP level.
No, yeah. So here, like right now, don't play deckhand yet. Pokey stick face to get the GP ping, and then play deckhand after the attack. So you're essentially like soft passing.
Yeah, we can go for that line too. The thing is, and the thing I'm worried about, is a good player is gonna say, okay, you pokey sticked my face, you have 4 mana, I have this huge board advantage. Yeah, I'll pass. Do something I care about. Because like this is a good pass for them if you're not like developing your board further. Like this is a fine pass. And that's the scary part, which is why I kind of like developing the deckhand and forcing it out. We also get to force out the Shapestone, and then it makes our red card next turn very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I like that line better.
But pokey stick face isn't bad. I'm just worried about like if we get passed on, which is arguably the correct play if we pokey stick face, then we're just like in this super bad spot where it's like, I guess we play aloof.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And aloof is okay, but like it doesn't let us get ahead on board. It gives us a lot of hand information and it can disrupt him a lot. So I don't think it's a bad play, but I don't think it's like the winning play.
Well, I want to see what the next. I want to see what the
Here-
top deck is here. as
Here
well.
I ended up just getting scared that they're just going to straight up pass if I do nothing. And I didn't think about playing the deckhand here to try to bluff Shapestone. I wasn't thinking about that at the time. Which, that would have been a better line. I think I would have taken that line if I thought about it. But here I was just concerned that they were just going to pass on me if I did nothing. And here they're bluffing the Shapestone. And I decided not to try and force it, which I probably should have in hindsight.
I like maybe sacking TF there.
Yeah.
Because like getting the next red card is pretty cool.
Yeah,
But
I was thinking there was an idea
you can
for
sack
it as
him
well.
later.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do we take this pass here?
I don't think we need to.
Mm-hmm. Because I think I get a little greedy here.
Yeah.
No. Aloof's so good here. Because, like, so this is, what is Aloof hitting here? Let's think about it, right? It's hitting.
Second silver, still 6.
Vagabond, second Sivir.
Inserted.
Yeah.
Not Vagabond, the other one, the 5-drop.
Yeah,
Bruiser.
It's hitting Bruiser, which is going to be, like, one of the ways they beat you. Just a big fat motherfucker to block and, like, give value. It's going to hit Concerted, their kill Gangplank on sight ability. It's going to hit Rally, their kill you thing. Or it's going to hit, like, second Sivir. Or it's going to hit, like, Hunter or Vagabond, and you're going to be like, okay, your hand's fucking garbage, and now I have so much information and can play so greedy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I get super greedy here.
Also, was that pokey stick what we drew off the top?
Yeah.
No, we drew Inventive Chemist.
No, we drew Chemist.
Okay, so going back to the previous play then, right? If we pokey stick face, we had Chemist, we could have played Chemist as a soft pass, and then we're just banking the 3 spell mana. I'm just like following out that line. that I was like thinking through. I think you're still right and on the correct line, but that's what would have happened.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That was
I
a
think
potential play too,
because-
but not knowing that information and taking a gambit when Inventive Chemist is the only one drop in the deck, I think is a little bit.
Yeah,
Wait, you're not
it-
playing? No, there's 6/1 drops, right? But 6/1 drops is arguably maybe not enough. On my version, I play 2 Chemist, 3 Corsair, 3 Butcher, and I would like the Pokey Stick face line a lot
Oh,
better.
there are
in that
6
case,
1-drops.
because
Yeah.
there's a significantly higher chance to hit a 1-drop,
Yeah.
and 6 of them are actually quite good to hit, whereas Chemist is pretty bad to hit. Chemist is more of like we want plays on 1 and it deals 1 damage. But the board space could get awkward now with the Gangplank coming down, depending on top decks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now he's like, okay, you played your second TF, I'm just gonna kill TF, bro. And now we're priced into playing these cards, and they're not ideal cards. And then, like, yeah, he plays the Bruiser now, which is kind of scary.
Yeah. I think I played this series just pretty poorly. I don't know if I was tilted from the Drizzoth match or what, but I definitely did not play this very well.
Yeah,
And
'cause
here
you
I was
Pokey
expecting them to
Stick Sivir
potentially
right
do
now, right?
something. I was expecting them to do something to try and kill the lecturing Yordle. Like I was baiting out a Shapestone that I put them on at this point to potentially
you
try and kill
actually-
Yordle and then throw the Pokey Stick at Sivir.
So we got greedy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was about to say, I don't think they care that much about the lecturing Yordle. Really.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
It's
why
okay,
are we gonna
sometimes
play
greed
this
is good.
deckhand?
Huh?
Oh, because of the buff spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You.
Yeah. Getting tough on the Bruiser is also pretty rough.
Yeah, this Bruiser is quite annoying. It'd
Yeah.
be very cool for him to not be here. Yeah, I think we need to develop, bro. Guys, I'm gonna have to have an intervention with this Discord. Guys, stop open attacking. It's not just you, Leo. I'm not saying
Yeah.
it because it's just you. I'm saying it because it's like 4 different people. Like,
I like open
developing
attacking.
is very strong here in this
Yeah, I
meta.
like open attacking only if I want to soft pass with a control deck. Like I have a Spiderling and want to open attack just to give them the priority. And maybe sometimes if I think that my development would be punished by theirs. But I'm not a huge fan of open attacking most of the time. Especially in a deck like this. I think developing is really important here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with what you're saying. Like, there are exceptions. Control deck soft pass. Like, there are development punishes in the meta, just not very many of them. Like, do you want
course.
to develop on your turn 8 and risk playing into Arachnoid Sentry, right?
Yeah,
If
yeah,
you played Scion
exactly.
into Scion, and then they passed. Like, do you want to play around Arachnoid Sentry? Like, maybe you do, right? But like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of times you're just like here. What's the thing? What's the thing he does? He rallies on a non-quick attack unit. So
They could also just cash in this thing for an additional 5/2 body to block Gangplank.
But then you're fine just taking that. You're fine just passing at that point then. Because you have Pokey Stick to trigger Plunder.
Yeah.
It throws,
But that
it
would
throws
force
a-
me to use the Pokey Stick on that instead of like second Sivir Spell Shield.
Well, you have 2 Pokeys. And you can just send in the lecturing at that point just to get another thing. You don't have to like int away your chump blockers.
How many? What was GP on?
GP's only 3 right now,
2.
I think. Or 2.
Maybe 3 now.
yeah,
GP's
other
pretty
thing to
behind this
cons-
game.
the
Yeah.
thing to consider, right, is like, okay, if he summons the Charger, the only way he's like in a good spot is if his hand is already very good, and if his hand is already very good in this position, you're losing.
Yeah.
Because like, if you open attack and then he just like gets Akshan, you lose the game. If you open attack and he has second Sivir, has rally and gets Sivir, you lose the game.
Mhm.
Whereas like the maybe development punish like isn't worth. Like if he just rallies here, it's fucking doomed.
GP's only at 3 right now. This was like Hail Mary. Forgetting to play around the Shapestone I put him on earlier. The Citrus Courier's basically dead in my hand. I think they roll Spell Shield the second time.
I will take some responsibility for the series for not telling you to get off Citrus Courier.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the specific other than it being cute? Or like,
it's mostly for aloof protection.
It's a 1-up.
It's just a 1-up for aloof protection for Gangplank. But
and then
I probably could have put in like Harpoon instead.
It helps
maybe
you
some
cheese out wins in the matchups you have to win before turn 7, which Dreadway does not do. Which is why I was playing this over Dreadway, because Dreadway isn't good into Scion. But this, in theory, can be good into Scion.
Additional rallies can also be good into something like Zoe Nami, I guess. Something they don't expect
or
sometimes. Yeah, it's like rallies are pretty good into deck that have or Lee. Like Lee, you can just punish Lee. They block with their Dragon Links, and then you just rally with your again, and they just have their Eye of the Dragons, and yeah, they don't want to block with them. So I think it's not bad of a choice of a card.
I just
go for something really greedy here, and it ends up not paying off. Because I threw double keg, double pokey stick at this tough unit and didn't get it, and then it had like double Absolve to kill me.
Yeah, sometimes it's like that.
Yeah. I just end up getting run over here. At that point, I end up just kind of scooping the series. Because they just rally here, I think.
Oh, does he just like tutor for another one?
No, he just jam stuff.
We're just going to try and get Gangplank leveled.
Yeah. I think that's my only out at this point, is to just try and jank him out with a Gangplank turn or something, but there really wasn't much I could do here. If Gangplank was leveled, we may have had an out, but it's still pretty slim. So I end up just scooping here. There really wasn't anything else I could do there. And then I effectively just dropped the tournament from here, so.
I think both lines would have been okay. I obviously prefer my line, but I think Pokestick Face or Pokestick Akshan get out the Shapestone and then just like go for the red card next turn.
Yeah.
I think those are both solid.
Yeah.
I probably should have potentially taken that line instead. I was so concerned about getting passed on that I just felt like, okay, I'll just get a little value out of this red card. Get a 2-1. Get this shield. But I wasn't really thinking in the abstract that I could be like, okay, if they're trying to bluff Shapestone here, I could potentially force them to have the Shapestone right now. And then punish them for it, potentially. So I could have played that better. Alright. So we had it's pretty much all we had for this. I could go back to the beginning for the people that came in late, or we can go to the Zoe Lee game.
I'm about to hop out, but I will say that that's actually a very tricky matchup, so don't feel too bad about losing it. And I will also say that if you decide to keep playing this deck, just think about like what your opponent can do and how you can like set up the blowout turn to like push your like 6 to 8 damage in a turn. Because you're gonna get your few chip because of how the deck is built, right?
Yeah.
But just think about getting your blowout turn, and also like think about what you can represent and by like how you play. Like one of the things, like actually playing against good Pink City players helped me learn this at least, is like you play against a good Pink City player and just like watch how they hold their TF and make it rain mana, and like look at how fucking scary it is to like play into that. And then you go like, okay, how can I replicate that? And like you've played enough card games, you're a smart enough player, like you can replicate it. But just like think about that.
Yeah, that's
I'm gonna dip out. Good luck with the VOD reviews and shit. And,
this is gonna be the last one. We're just gonna do this one game, and then I'm probably gonna call it there.
You had some solid games and some good plays though, so I would definitely be happy with your seasonals performance.
I
for
did
just,
pretty
always
good.
going
I was
next time.
I was trying to go for a personal best record, but I ended up going like 3-3 drop.
It
I was trying to
happens.
go
You
for like
got off to a
7-2,
really
but
good run your first time though, so like
yeah, my first run
it
was
might be
fucking
hard.
absurd. So
Yeah, like it means you can do it right, but like you
Mhm.
may have just ended on the high end of variance your first time, so just try not to get too discouraged, right?
yeah,
But you can definitely do it again, and that's just like more reason to keep going at it. But yeah, I'm gonna dip out. Take it easy, guys.
later. Thanks for
Awesome.
hopping in.
See ya.
All right. So
Okay.
as per request, first game
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
Zoe Lee.
yeah.
What's the mulligan? We're up
Exactly.
against Raven Scion.
Mulligan is absolutely fine. I think keeping gifts and Lee is always correct because Lee is your win con and gifts is your not lose con. Like you need your eyes
I think we
online
keep gifts.
against
I'm
them.
not sure if I don't remember what exactly I did in this game. I'm also fairly new to the deck as well, so I think I
Yeah.
actually end up shipping Lee here.
No, you just keep it. It's fine. You just ship deep and pay Cascade. Yeah,
Oh, I
it's
do
fine.
keep it. I didn't remember if
Yeah.
I like shipped it or not because I was scared of early aggression or what.
And we got
What is
we
going
got
on? Quality,
pretty good hand.
bruh,
A pretty good hand.
bruh.
It's really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Eventually, we'll get the video to do the thing. By do the thing, I mean not be fuzzy as fuck. Hello. Just gonna reload. It's still fuzzy, but it's whatever. You can still kind of read it. I don't know why it's such low quality. Whatever. Moving on.
We don't have to read the cards. We know what they do, right?
Yeah, we could see pictures. We know what they're doing.
Yeah.
This hand's pretty cracked.
It's pretty good.
Hand's insane.
It's pretty good.
I saw that hit. I thought you just demolished him. Like there was no way this Scion player can win, even with his nuttiest hand ever. And yeah, turn two is a little tricky. You could have assumed just passing here because you're fine with passing. You got 3 spell mana. Next turn you can develop 2 eyes that gives you 2 dragon lings the turn after. That means you just heal up 4. Yeah, it's like super cool for me, I guess. You end up playing eye here. What's fine either.
I'm not sure why I played out here. I could have just passed. Honestly,
Yeah, I like the pass. I
I could
kind of
have
like
just
the pass.
passed. Yeah, we didn't have to do anything here. I didn't have to do that. And then here we could have just went gifts crescendum second eye.
For example, yeah, playing Zoe isn't bad
We could
either.
also just go Zenith Blade here to block this Draven.
I don't think that would be the line. I think playing Zoe is correct in this spot and just blocking the 2-1 with the Zoe. Never block with I at this point because of the X. You don't want to waste 2 mana on your Pale because you want to have your second eye alive and two Dragonlings next round.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is one of the key turns that lost you the game.
Yeah, I could see this being an issue, yeah. I probably shouldn't have blocked it. I was more concerned at the time with just try to keep the board as thin as possible, but I should have just yeah, I could have played this game a lot better, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's fine to play games like this. You can see it. I was a little. I was happy as I saw that you played Lee. Then the first game, and I just saw okay here and there is like a misunderstanding of the matchup maybe.
Possibly. I think
Like
it was
here
more
you just
just I just didn't
First piece was correct here. They just
Mhm.
developed their Revenant. We play our eye.
I was about to say, just
The main thing
and
I was thinking of is cycling pale, but I didn't know what I was trying to dig for, so I just passed.
Exactly. So if they open attack here, we have a problem. They don't open attack. We can just cycle our Zenith Blade on the 1/3 to make it impossible to kill it instantly with the Revenant. Like we have a 2/5 with Overwhelm, and you have to go for the 1/3, and that would have been much better in case what happens after that. Like we just don't give him the opportunity to kill our eye without any things to do.
another important thing to note also is that cycling for Lee is super relevant. And the order in which you cycle matters a lot. So basically, I don't know if this list is on 2 Zenith Blades or 3.
It's on
But
two.
It's on 2.
Okay. So if you're given the choice, regardless, I think, but if you're given the choice between cycling a Zenith Blade or cycling Deep Med first, I would cycle the Zenith Blade in 100% of scenarios because
Yeah,
drawing
you're
Zenith Blade
really
off your Deep Med is rancid.
you're really sad if you just draw your second Zenith Blade out of the demon, of course, yeah. And the thing is now he can just kill your eye, and you have to invest something to keep it alive. And yeah, I think you don't let your eye die here. It's like not the right choice. And we would have like Pale this round as well, so we could have just let it not die.
Yeah.
Now we're in a rough spot because we just have one eye and they are 4 wide.
I would have also healed the eye to play around Flock, potentially, but
Yeah. And now we just cycle the Zenith Blade. Like, okay, it's not wrong at this point, but it wasn't necessary if we have just done it last turn. Because now our eye is at 1/3, at 2/3, and just dies to the Revenant again as soon as they attack.
So long story short, I played this game like shit.
I think the first mistake was the reason why we were in a bad spot the whole game.
How's it going?
I am
It's
learning the
going.
hard way that I need to get more reps on my Smurf.
Is this your Smurf? Are you being bullied?
No, this is my main account that I was on. I was playing Zoe Lee for a video. US made the comment that this first game was pretty rough and really needed to talk about it, so we decided to do it for a VOD review. And I'm seeing more and more that I just fucky wuckied my way to oblivion.
Zoe Lee is hard.
Yeah, a lot
it
of
is.
these things are pretty easy to spot, though. I
Oh,
think.
you're
A
just
lot
These
being
are
a
just
bot.
clerical errors that I'm making.
Yeah. Stunning the sign is definitely correct here, but here we need to keep the eye alive. There's no other choice than to use the twin disciplines on the eye to make it live.
Why are we bothering with Hush?
I think I just went through it for a second.
No, you just thought it's like there aren't that many targets for it, and I think it isn't that wrong to kill the
Doesn't
thingy.
that open you up to a blowout, though?
Yeah, it's like
Don't we
at
need
this
eye to survive? Wait, what?
there's no way how we would live.
Ion.
It's super rough at this spot. And now we just draw E, and that's our last turn to actually do anything. And yeah, the Fenbreed of the opponent is kind of rough though. there are certain situations I just thought about denying the skill of the sentry because we want to kick this Scion back to hand.
Oh wait, why are you?
We can still will
Let me answer your
the
question
Scion.
as to why
Oh.
real quick. It's because I'm bad.
Oh, okay.
We can still will the Scion because the open mode attack will always kill us. They will always kill us if we don't get rid of the Scion at this point. And now we are just dead. At the,
All right, I thought this was a game. I didn't realize this was a VOD. So I'm like, hold the fucking
This
phone.
is a VOD.
What? Why didn't you save the
Yeah.
eye? Weren't we just talking about that?
So then this
yeah,
Bill-
and now it's super
This
rough.
is a VOD
Like,
that I put on my YouTube channel, and now I'm debating on just discontinuing the YouTube channel.
Comments are gonna
Good
be
God. Good God. Yeah, I played that game like absolute ass. Yeah.
let's say, I
yeah,
think
You're gonna get
that's the reason why we lost that.
The main reason we lost is because I just completely inted.
Yeah.
Lee is
I did not put enough emphasis on keeping the eyes alive. I figured, I just stall till I hit a Lee, and then I'd probably just kill him.
Yeah, basically it is like this, but you need your eyes. I think I've never won against Scion without eyes on board. Like one time I just traded my eyes in the last turn because I was sure I would kill him next turn. And I don't want to get into a range of like triple get excited plus something also. But most of the time you just have them alive. Like they are there. Yeah,
their
that's
monkey.
the whole point. But even if you just made the last play, like I don't think if you deny here the sentry and you get the kick with Lee, it's fine for you because the Scion might go back to hand and they can't develop it again this turn. The problem is we die. Our lead dies to double get excited at this point, and we're dead anyway. So maybe just let it go through like you did, and then willing the Scion would have been correct. But it's rough. I don't think we survive at this point, but I'm not too sure if we can survive. So if they just play their Scion and we summon done the Scion, we have a blocker more and get 3 damage less, I guess. It's close. I'm not sure if it's lost the turn the sentry goes down, it comes down. I do still think it could be possible to win this game. I mean, they had a lot of burn in hand, but yeah, I'm not sure. I need to do the math at this point. But at this point, it's just over.
Yeah.
We never win this with one unit that get dragged by, and yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, it's rough. I inted a lot in this first game, especially.
Yeah,
It's alright, though. I think it was also, like, first game of the day. That might have also been part of it.
it's all right.
I'm
It's
trying
just
to come up with excuses to make me feel better about myself. But, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of mistakes that I made in that game I didn't even bother looking at. Now I need to look at it more and, like, witness the fact that I am Pepega.
I
One
hope we can
more
play
thing.
Lee
Not
next
to-
season as well.
Yeah.
Not to keep harping on the like eyes thing, but like in this matchup, I feel like you end up super resource light by the time you're actually trying to play a Lee Sin. So like the extra chip damage from the eye adds up a lot. Like it's so much easier to kill with a Lee Sin. Like obviously everyone just like memes about, oh man, I was at 20 and then they just played a Lee Sin and I died or whatever. But like most of the time you're just using Lee Sin as like a board control turn or board control tool for a turn, and then you're killing them from like 12 or 10. Whatever.
Yeah, 10 attack is exactly that. 10 damage is exactly that. What Lee does after Seventh Blade get committed on him. Like we already have in hand like 20 damage, 10 attack Lee in hand with Sonic Wave plus Twin, but I don't think it's necessary. most of the in most cases. Like sometimes you need to cheese out the win like this, but it's like Kyron said, it's really really just chipping damage, controlling the board with Lee, just push back